Marriage doesn't fall apart overnight. It fades little by little. It fades in the silences that turn into walls, in the words said without warmth, in the hugs that stop happening. So often, what separates two hearts isn't a lack of love, but the absence of care. How many couples today sleep side by side but live as strangers? How many promises have been forgotten in the rush of everyday life? This message is for those who feel love has grown cold but still believe it's possible to start again. Because true love isn't the kind that never faces storms. It's the kind that learns to dance in the rain. Before you think about giving up, just for a moment, remember why you chose this person in the first place. No one ends up together by accident. There was a reason, a spark, a connection that felt undeniable. Love is like a garden. If you stop watering it, it dies. The soil becomes dry and cracked, and nothing seems to grow. But here's the beautiful truth. If you decide to care again, even the driest soil can bloom once more. It all begins with a single decision to try. And that first step toward rebuilding, it's faith. It's believing that things can be different, even when everything around you screams that it's impossible. When two hearts decide to place God at the center of their relationship, something miraculous happens. What was broken begins to heal. Maybe you've already tried everything else. You've read the books, you've gone to therapy, you've had those long, exhausting talks that lead nowhere. You still feel that emptiness, that distance. If that's you, then it's time to try the one thing so many of us forget: praying together. It doesn't have to be a long, elaborate prayer. Just start small. Take your partner's hand, even if it feels awkward at first, and for just 1 minute, pray. Ask for wisdom to understand each other. Ask for patience to restart. Ask for healing for the hurts you've caused one another. There is a profound power that is unleashed when a couple kneels together. In that moment of humility, the enemy of your marriage loses his grip. God never forgets those who choose to fight with love. He is the master of turning tears into hope and silence into reconciliation. And here is a secret that can change everything. Don't wait for your partner to change for things to get better. That's a waiting game that can last forever. Instead, be the change. Start with yourself and watch how everything around you begins to align. Your own transformation can inspire a transformation in your home. The second secret to reigniting love is gratitude. It sounds so simple, but its power is immense. When did we stop being thankful? Somewhere along the way, we started seeing flaws where we once saw beauty. We started focusing on what was wrong instead of what was right. So try this today. Make a conscious effort to thank your partner for the small things, the morning coffee they made, the gentle glance from across the room, the simple text asking, "Did you get home safe?" Gratitude is a lens. It shifts your focus from what's missing to what's already there. When you start counting your blessings, you give love the space it needs to bloom again. You start to remember the person you fell in love with, hidden beneath the layers of stress and routine. So many marriages are crushed under the immense weight of daily pressure work, bills, kids, endless to-do lists. Life becomes mechanical. You're running on autopilot, moving through the days without truly connecting. And that's where most couples lose each other, in the busyness of it all. But the solution is universal, no matter your circumstance. Presence. It's not about how much time you spend together, but how truly you show up in that time. Be there, not just in body, but in heart. Put the phone down, look them in the eyes when they speak. Listen not just to respond, but to understand. Your undivided attention is one of the most valuable gifts you can give. The third pillar is love itself. And here's the thing about love. It doesn't just vanish. It doesn't disappear into thin air. It only falls asleep when it's neglected. To awaken it, you have to make a choice. Love is a daily decision. It's a verb. It's choosing to care even on the hard days when you don't feel like it. It's looking at your partner with all their imperfections and thinking, it's still worth fighting for. Remember, love isn't about feeling butterflies in your stomach forever. That's infatuation. Real, lasting love is about building a home of peace, respect, and safety together. Sometimes the best way to show love is to stay silent and just listen. To offer a shoulder without offering advice. Other times, it's about having the courage to reach out and say those 3 difficult words, I am sorry. Forgiveness is the greatest act of love. It doesn't erase the past, but it liberates the future. Holding on to grudges, resentment, and bitterness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. It only harms you, so let it go. Forgive for your own sake, to free your own heart. And there's something else that's absolutely essential. Love cannot survive without admiration. When was the last time you complimented your partner? Not for what they did, but for who they are. Start noticing the good things again. Remember what made you fall in love. Was it their sense of humor, their kindness, their strength? Tell them. Small gestures build great bridges. A handwritten note left on the counter. A gentle touch as you walk past. A genuine smile. An I love you said for no reason at all. Stop waiting for the perfect moment to show your love. The perfect moment is now. And what if your partner doesn't respond right away? What if you try and you're met with silence or suspicion? Keep going. Be consistent. Sometimes the spark that reignites a dying fire comes from the one who decides to forgive first, to thank first, to believe first. The miracle of renewal always begins with a single, courageous act of faith. Maybe you're looking at your marriage right now and thinking, it's too late. We're too far gone. Too much damage has been done. But I want to tell you something. For God, it is never too late. He specializes in turning ashes into new beginnings. The same God who brought you together in the first place still has the power to restore what time and hardship have worn down. He doesn't work in haste, but he always works with purpose. Every tear you've cried, every silent prayer you've whispered, every clumsy attempt to start again, he sees it all. And when he decides to move, the impossible becomes possible. So, before you give up, I invite you to do one more thing. Close your eyes right where you are and just pray this simple prayer. Lord, bless my home, heal our wounds, renew our love, and teach us to walk together again. That simple, humble prayer has more power than you can imagine. Faith rebuilds what pride destroys. God is love, and when you invite Him into your marriage, love is reborn. Every relationship needs those three pillars to stand strong: faith, patience, and gratitude. Without them, even the most beautiful love story can fade into the grey of routine. Faith is the fuel for a fresh start. Patience is the grace you give each other while you heal, and gratitude is the antidote to neglect. If you truly want to rebuild your marriage, the work begins inside you. A wounded heart cannot offer genuine affection. Love yourself, forgive yourself for your mistakes, and then love will be able to flow from you again. Ask for forgiveness if you need to, even if you feel the fault isn't only yours. Forgiving isn't a sign of weakness. It's the act of freeing your own heart from the heavy weight that's stopping you from moving forward. It might seem impossible right now. The mountain might look too high to climb. But every great miracle in history began with one small step of faith. Remember the beginning. Remember the laughter, the shared dreams, the promises you made. Remember how it felt to look into each other's eyes and see your entire future. That person, that feeling, is still there. It just needs to be awakened. Speak less, listen more. Show with your actions what words can no longer express. A note, a touch, a glance, these small things have the power to rebuild the strongest bridges. God is still in the business of writing love stories, and yours can be one of His masterpieces. If you believe that, don't give up. Love hasn't ended, it's just waiting to be called back home. If this message touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear it, someone who needs to believe that love can rise again. God is an expert at restoring what the world says is lost. And if you choose to fight for your marriage today, you won't be fighting alone. He will be with you, because true love never dies. It only waits to be remembered. Thanks for watching.